Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, Meg's Movies. If you are new to this channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. This goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and today's video, so let's get into it. Okay, so I'm back with my Blu Ray collection. We are now on to part 2, which is technically shelf 2. So this is the rest of the Ds, and I think all of the Is. I'm not 100% sure, because I'm reorganising and alphabetalising my shelf as I'm doing this collection thing, because I'm also putting it on my Letterboxd to keep track of all the movies I own for when I go shopping. So yeah, I'm hoping this is everything, at least with all the I's at the end. I'm not sure. We'll find out when I do part 3. Okay, so starting with the D's. So I have Dumber and Dumber and Dumber and Dumber 2. I do have the prequel on DVD, but that can stay over there. But yeah, I really enjoy these films. This one I actually saw for the first time in the cinema, which I absolutely loved, because this was my first ever cinema trip on my own. And then of course I saw this classic, I think it was this year actually, at the beginning of this year, I got to see this on the big screen. Loved seeing this on the big screen, because Dumber and Dumber is one of my absolute favourite films, and I do want some more Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels films because they are hilarious together. The next one I have is Drag Me to Hell. Then I have Don't Breathe and Don't Breathe 2. I have seen Don't Breathe, but I haven't seen the second one yet, so I still need to give that a watch at some point. I know I need to start taking the stickers off my cases. I forget sometimes, I just put them on the shelf. The next two I'll do together as well, and I have A Dog's Purpose and A Dog's Journey. Both amazing films. I did have to get this one off eBay though, because this is a British release. This one's an Australian release, I think, actually, because of the coding. But I had to have the second one because I really enjoyed the first one, and I saw this one on streaming and I love this one as well. So I had to have both. Then I have 2 Doctor Who films. Well, one's a special and one's a film. So I have Doctor Who, the movie. I have only watched this once and I cannot remember if I fully enjoyed it or not. I'll have to go back to it. But I also have Day of the Doctor. I really love this special from the show. And I remember the first time I saw this, we had just come out of seeing Hunger Games. I think it was Catching Fire or Mockingjay Part 1. I'm not sure. But I remember saying, oh, I need to get home because the Day of the Doctor special is going to be on. Back when I was obsessed with Doctor Who. Not so much anymore now. But I will see the David Tennant specials that are coming out this year. Just because he was my favourite Doctor growing up. Next set of films I have are the Divergent films. So I have Divergent, Insurgent and Allegiant. I really wish we got the 4th film because I'd love to see how it was going to finish up. But obviously the films weren't as popular as they should have been. So it ended up getting scrapped. District 9, this was sent to me by a subscriber mail, so I do need to give this one a watch at some point. Dinosaur, I picked this up because technically it's part of the Disney Classic lineup, but it's not actually in the classic box set that I've got, so yeah. Haven't seen this. It's not very good from what I've heard, but I still will give this a watch. Date Night, yet again, another one that got sent to me as subscriber mail. Really enjoy this film. This is hilarious. Then I have Dark Shadows. Of course, you're going to see multiple vampire films in this one today. Then I have The Dark Crystal. This one actually got recommended to me by a work colleague because I'd watched Labyrinth and they said, watch this one, it's by the same people. Puppets creep me out, but I actually really cannot remember much about this film, so I do need to give this a rewatch. And then I have the Despicable Me film. So this is the first 3 films. I do have the first Minions film, but I just need to get the other one. I'm not sure when I'll get that one, but you know. So that's the D's. On to the E's now, which I only have a small handful. This is the smallest pile. So I have Elvis. Yes, I have the 4K version and the Blu-ray one as well, because both different slipcovers. And of course, I really enjoyed this film, so I had to double dip. Then I have the Evil Dead remake. So this one's sent to me by the lovely Jamie because he found it with a slipcover and he knows me and my slipcovers. But I still need to get the first 3 films. I do have Evil Dead Rise. I have it on 4K, thanks to the lovely Evander. but I do need to get the other 3 at some point. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, a Jim Carrey dramatic role that is absolutely amazing. If you don't like his over-the-top comedy, I definitely recommend his dramatic roles because he does some amazing films. E.T., of course I have the classic E.T. Then I have Escape Room and Escape Room 2 Tournament of Champions. I enjoyed both films. They're pretty cool films, I will admit. And they're the films that got me into wanting to do escape rooms. Then I have Epic. I only picked this up because I was doing a Blue Sky Studios ranking, which I still need to work on and finish eventually. And then Everest. And then on to my Fs. So I'm just going to move that further down to there. There we go. Okay, so I have Focus with Will Smith and Margot Robbie. I actually quite enjoyed this film. This one surprised me. I saw clips of it on TikTok and I thought I'll give it a watch. Well and truly enjoyed it. Then I have the Friday 13th Complete Collection. I do have the remake, but it's part of a collection set, which I will do another time. Because the collection sets I'll do another time, as in like I'll probably do a separate video for it. Because that one includes the remake, the Freddy vs. Jason and the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, so that will be in a different video. Then I have Freaky. This is absolutely hilarious. I want to truly enjoy this film. I'm so glad I managed to pick it off eBay because we never got a proper UK release for this, not on Blu-ray anyway. Then one of my favourite vampire franchises of all time, Fright Night. Yes. So I have the original Fright Night. There we go, the cover there. I have Fright Night Part 2, Fright Night Remake, and then Fright Night Part 2 Remake. Haven't seen this yet, still need to watch this. I am dreading it because I watched the trailer for it, weren't a massive fan, but I did want to see it. Then this one is another one I haven't seen, and that is Finders Keepers. The only reason why I picked this up is because it's got Jim Carrey in it. It's one of his earlier roles. So I look forward to seeing what this is going to be like. A Few Good Men. Another one I haven't seen. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Absolute classic 80s film. And it did make you think. I actually kind of wish I could have a day off school. Like skip school. But I was too much of a goody two-shoes. Then I have Ferdinand. This is only because I was doing the Blue Skies ranking. Like I said, I tried to get all the films. Haven't watched this yet. So when I eventually get around to watching the Blue Sky films again, I'll watch that. And I have Fear. This is a bit of an odd one. But it's actually a pretty good film, I will admit. Face Off, an absolute classic. I need some more Nick Cage and John Travolta films. They are amazing together. They did such a good time in that role. Then I have Fighting With My Family. I really got into wrestling at one point. And when I saw that this film was coming out, I had to watch it. And I actually really enjoy this film. This is an amazing film. And if you haven't watched it, I seriously recommend you do. Then I have the Fantastic Beasts trilogy. So I have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, and then Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. Then, of course, I have the Fantastic 2 movie set. I haven't got the remake. I am debating whether or not to add it to my collection, but I do want to do an original versus remake at some point for that, so who knows. I might pick it up in the future if I can find it cheap somewhere. So now on to the G's. So I have Glass. Then I'll put that with the other one. Okay, and then put that with the other one. Sorry, some of these aren't in proper order because some I've mixed up with other things, so I had to find them and put them on top of the pile. So I have a special edition of The Goonies. This is a really cool box set. I thought for £12 in CEX, and I thought with the condition it was in, I thought this was an amazing box set, so I had to pick it up. Then I have The Grinch. This is the one with Benedict Cumberbatch? Yeah. Picked this up because it's part of the Illumination set, and obviously I'm trying to do company rankings, so that's one of them. Then I have 2 copies of Gremlins, which I absolutely love. One got sent to me as subscriber mail, and one was my own copy. I love the Subscriber Mail one because it's got different special features on it, so I look forward to giving that a watch at some point. Then I have Romeo and Juliet and Sherlock Gnomes. Ghost Rider 1 and 2. And you know what? I actually didn't mind this film. It's not great, but I actually did quite enjoy this film. Then I have Get Smart. Then I have Grown Ups 1 and 2. This is my go-to film when I'm feeling down or if I'm not feeling very well. I put this film on. I tend to have a good laugh out of this. Then I have The Great Gatsby. Then I have the Grease box set. So this is Grease 1, Grease 2 and Grease Live. Of course, I've got so many copies of Grease. Next two I have is Goosebumps. So I have Goosebumps and Goosebumps 2. I loved the programme growing up. So, of course, when the films come out, I had to pick them up myself. Quickly going to go over it. The Godfather. I have only watched the first one. Not going to lie, I wasn't a massive fan of the first one, so it's been taking me a while to get through the next two. But I will get there eventually, at some point. Next one I have is Girls Trip. Absolutely funny film. It's kind of like Bridesmaids in a sense. But yeah, if you haven't watched it, I seriously recommend you do. And then I have Ghostbusters 1 and 2. And then I have the documentary about Ghostbusters, Cleaning Up the Town. Still need to watch this documentary. Anytime there's a documentary about a film, I tend to try and pick it up because I love learning things about it. I mean, I've still got to watch the Crystal Lake Memories one. I haven't watched that yet. But what I want to do is I want to watch the films first and then watch the documentary about the films. Just because that way it's just going to be so much easier. But anyway, rambling on. So on to H. So I have Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. Horton Hears a Who. Honey 1 and 2. Then, where is it? There we go. Then I have Home Alone and Home Alone 2. I have seen Home Alone 3, but I haven't seen 4 or 5, and I have seen the Disney Home Alone 1. Not a very good film, not gonna lie. Then I have the Halloween recent trilogies. So I haven't got any of the other Halloween films, so I will eventually add them to my collection, but just not sure when. But I have Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. Then I have Holmes and Watson. Hitch. He's Just Not That Into You. Haunted Mansion. I actually quite enjoyed this film. Eddie Murphy was quite funny in this role. I will watch the remake that we're getting when that comes out. I think it comes out this month, I think, in the cinema. But I really enjoyed this one. I know a lot of people didn't, but I did. Hancock. Then if I can get it off. Oh, it's stuck. Oh, no, it's stuck. Then I have Hairspray. This is the remake. I don't know why that's sticky. That's concerning. Then I have the Hotel Transylvania trilogy, because obviously the fourth one is only on streaming. So this is 1, 2 and 3. Then I have Hocus Pocus. This is the anniversary edition. Of course I was picking this up. Then I have the remake of Hellboy. The other two Hellboy films I've got on 4K. So, but yeah, this was okay. It weren't amazing, but it was okay. Then I have this Harry Potter box set. So this is all, is it 8? Is it 8 films? Yes, all 8 films. And they come in this really neat little box set. So I will eventually do a proper ranking of the Harry Potter films. But it's one of those things where I have to be in the mood for Harry Potter. And at the moment, that's not the case. Then I have the Hangover trilogy. I really enjoy these films. They're such odd films, but they are hilarious. And ones I need to return to. I haven't watched them in a while. And then finishing it off with the Eyes. So, my mind's gone blank as to what this film's called again, because this is in a foreign language. It Could Happen to You. There we go. So, It Could Happen to You. This was sent to me by the lovely Jamie Powell. Enjoyed this film. This was a really good film. And, yeah, if you haven't watched it, I recommend you do. Then I have The Incredible Hulk. Insidious: The Last Key. I do need to get the other Insidious films at some point. But this one, my manager Sam was getting rid of a whole bunch of DVDs and a couple of Blu-rays. So I said, I'll have that one. Then Inkheart. iRobot. I Love You, Philip Morris. I Am Legend. Then It Chapter 1 and 2 and also the mini-series. Still need to watch this one in full. I started watching it. I got like half an hour through, and then I got tired and I got bored. So I do need to give that a proper watch. Maybe not before bed. Then I have Interstellar. And then then I have, oh my god. Then I have the Ice Age box set. So this has Ice Age 2, 3, 4 and A Mammoth Christmas. And then I have Collision Course separately. Adventures of Buck Wild is only on streaming services, so won't have that in my collection. And then to finish it off, I have the I Know What You Did Last Summer box set. Seen the first two, haven't seen the third one. Not gonna lie, kind of dreading watching the third one because I've heard nothing but bad things about it. So yeah, dreading that. But when it comes to Halloween, I will give these guys a watch. So yes, so that is part 2. Part 3 is potentially Any More Eyes and all the way up to the letter R. So that's going to be the next set. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell down below to be notified when I post. And also leave me your comments and thoughts on this part 2. Is there any films you recommend I could add to this collection? Do you own any of these? Let me know in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time.